Live from the Caterpillar Global Communications Center at Bradley University, this is BUTV News.
Good evening and welcome to BUTV News. I'm Lee Lard.
And I'm Rachel Hobbs. Let's take a look at the news.
Recently, Bradley University decided to end its COVID-19 vaccine mandate for faculty, staff, and students. The mandate will end on May 11th while also shutting down the Bradley Unite webpage, which for the past 3 years was the information hub for COVID numbers on campus. The local botanical garden showcases a wide variety of plants from around the world. Our reporter Owen Mathis talked with Bob Streitmatter to discuss what awaits at their doors.
The Luthi Botanical Garden, located on North Prospect Road, is a local gem for people in the Peoria area. Bob Streitmatter, the manager, talks about his role and how his background helps him at the garden.
Well, I had practiced landscape. I'm a landscape architect by trade, and I just wanted to do something different. And this job came open, and I love plants, and I love teaching, and I got the job. So that was in 2005, so I've been here since 2005.
The garden is currently hosting a lily show based on the children's book, The Secret Garden. They are showing off the lilies around the conservatory as well as some facts about the book.
Sort of an introduction to spring in general. Obviously, lilies are the focus, but along with that focus, we want some interpretation for the visitor. So we talk about the meanings behind the secret garden and the discovery and all that, and how nature can be restorative and that kind of thing.
The garden is preparing for summer. Mr. Streetheimer was telling me about some of the projects they are working on and hope to get rolling out as quickly as possible.
You know, this summer we're going to be working on some of our projects like, rejuvenating and building the children's garden.
During each season, the garden hosts different events showcasing plants that are in season and blooming. This experience helps people in the community want to garden themselves, knowing that the beautiful plants they saw were grown right down the street.
We do floral shows also seasonally. Right now we've got a lily show installed. We do that in the spring. And then we have a fall mum show. And then we do a poinsettia show for the holidays.
The most recent event coming up for the garden is their plant sale during the first weekend in May. They're offering a wide variety of plants for sale, including perennials, ornamental grasses, and vegetables. For BUTV News, I'm Owen Mathis.
Late Night BU hosted the third event this spring last Friday in the Market Center from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. The theme of the event was Glow Night, with a variety of activities and food, which were glow-themed, of course. The first floor of the event hosted a variety of activities, including glow-in-the-dark axe throwing, mini golf, and a build-your-own bamboo jars. On the second floor, they hosted their silent dance party, where students were able to choose between today's hits or a party mix. For more information on their final event this semester, be sure to visit their Instagram at Late Night BU. This past Saturday, Dr. Corey Bolton hosted a conducting masterclass for conductors in the area looking to enhance their conducting abilities. The masterclass was held all afternoon with 9 conductors from all across Illinois and Missouri in attendance. Some conductors had their own high school choirs, while others were in charge of college choirs. This workshop helped conductors to analyze their conducting patterns to better utilize their choir's potential. Gestures are a big tool in conducting, and depending on how they are done, they can convey completely different sounds.
There's always things that you can learn and grow as a musician, as a teacher, as a conductor. And any time that we have the opportunity as teachers to grow, that helps our students to grow. And so it's a natural thing for us to want to be here.
The Bradley Chorale was asked to be a test choir for the conductors to work on their newfound knowledge, and for Dr. Bolton to help workshop participants. Overall, the conductors who had attended were encouraged to learn new things and better conducting, not only for themselves, but for their choirs as well.
Have you ever wanted to create your own vases and pots? Well, in this week's Someone You Should Know, our BUTV reporter Jake Buds sat down with ceramic professors Randy Carlson.
Professor Randy Carlson has been a part of the Bradley faculty since 1993 and is a professor in the art department. He is currently the ceramics professor on campus and has studied ceramics across Europe and Japan. Carlson has 3 degrees which truly represent his artistic capabilities.
My undergraduate degree comes from Luther College in Decorah, Iowa. And that was, I would say, mostly centered around the idea of painting and printmaking. I have another degree, an MA from the University of Iowa, and that was in printmaking. And then I came back here to Bradley in 1986 to work on an MFA in ceramics.
With an interest in many art styles, it was difficult for Carlson to choose which one to focus on. Ultimately, in the end, he realized the potential ceramics has with as many possibilities and similar practices found in printmaking and painting.
The thing with me is that I liked all those things, and it took me a while to sort of sort through it all and decide kind of what was going to be, the ultimate way for me to go. Once I got to the point where fabrication was something I felt I had, some ability to do and had confidence in and that kind of thing, making these things realized in a final form by manipulating them in the fire really became, I think, the biggest part of interest for me in a way.
Professor Carlson preaches in his classes that patience is key when learning to make ceramics, and that it may not always come to a student right away.
We always want to be, one step further along than where we are, and it forces students oftentimes to become real beginners at stuff, at something like this, and there are a lot of other things they're really good at. So it's sometimes is really difficult for them to back off and slow down and to accept that they've got to go from the beginning to get through to a point where they feel like they're kind of got their feet on the ground and get results that they feel good about. Regardless of what the level, like I say, when that light bulb comes on, when the connection starts to really to happen, that's really kind of what makes you come in tomorrow, to do this some more. So when this gets a little drier, we'd go ahead and make a handle. We'd pull a handle out of a piece of clay, attach it right up here and pull it down, and then it would be a finish form. So there you go.
If you ever have the chance to possibly take a ceramics class here at Bradley, be sure to take it with Professor Carlson. He is a great instructor, and you will learn a lot from him. For BUTV News, I'm Jake Buds.
The Bradley University Theater Department's spring play is coming up. This year the play is Mousetrap, a murder mystery written by Agatha Christie. One of our reporters went over to the Hartman Center to speak to Dan Matissa, the director.
Every semester, the theater department here at Bradley puts on a full-length play. This semester, they are putting on a fantastic production of The Mousetrap, a murder mystery written by Agatha Christie. Putting on a full-length play is a lot of work from start to finish. The cast and crew have been working since February and will be opening April 12th. Dan Matissa, director of The Mousetrap, has spent the last 2 months building the show from scratch. He has a very unique and hands-on approach to directing. He makes sure he collaborates with the actors during his staging process.
My staging, I like to do staging in a very sort of collaborative way. I want to see what the actors are going to bring to it, where their instincts lead them on the stage, but ultimately it goes from sort of general to specific.
While Dan must do his job directing, the actors must also do their jobs. In order for a rehearsal to be successful, actors must come fully prepared. This means arriving on time, having lines fully memorized, and being ready with their character objectives.
They need to have their preparation done beforehand, and that not only means memorizing their lines, but knowing what their characters' objectives are. What do their characters need, or at least want, or wish for, or hope for in a given scene?
Should I take this down the barrel? I can take it down the barrel.
Dan makes sure rehearsals are successful by creating a professional environment. He runs his rehearsals in a way that mirrors the professional world. Everything that happens in a professional world rehearsal translates over into rehearsals here at Bradley.
The way I run rehearsals is in a very professional manner. So we will take breaks according to when the professionals would take a break. A 10-minute break after 80 minutes or a 5-minute break after 55 minutes. That's the way the union rules are, so that's how we do it.
Beyond Dan and the actors, there are so many others that make productions possible. Behind the scenes, the crew works hard throughout this process. They are the ones that build the sets, make costumes, and so much more.
And practicum is building the sets, running the light board, building the costumes in the costume shop, being on the electrics crew, being on backstage crew, doing the actual nuts and bolts work of making our shows happen.
The Mousetrap runs from April 12th to the 16th. If you're interested, tickets can be purchased at the box office in the Hartman Center. For BUTV News, I'm Caroline Buckley.
Friday was Trans Day of Visibility, and the Queer Coalition set up a booth in the Student Center to celebrate. Several members of the Queer Coalition were at the booth talking about Lavender Graduation, which is a ceremony held to acknowledge the accomplishments of LGBTQ students at Bradley during graduation. The booth also sold stickers and encouraged conversation. Several students dropped by and seemed to enjoy the booth. Hopefully, more booths and events like this one can be held in the future.
Up next, Alec is going to tell us a little bit about the weather this week.
And Ty with our entertainment news.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Roll over. Chance high five. All right.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother and... I am totally a hot person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
We've had some crazy weather recently. Where'd you guys end up camping for the tornado warning?
For me, I was in the back hallway in my basement, crowded with about 15 other girls.
Nice. I was able to snag a room in the student center basement.
Oh,
it was
nice,
very nice.
The warning kind of passed over my head because I was asleep during it. But last weekend, it was actually worse when it was actually hailing. I had to camp out in like the little stairwell in my dorm where I live. When it comes to weather this week, what a blowout. We've experienced a mix of severe winds and thunderstorms. Things have gotten crazy because weather predictions have been constantly changing. Speaking of change, let's see what is happening outside. They say April showers bring May flowers, but it's more like April tornadoes, as we will experience more storms. Preceded by, as you can see here, cloudy skies and chill winds. Will the weather improve, or will we be struck by another tornado? Your favorite weatherman is here to tell you what's up. Now let's check the radar. It looks like everything seems to be clear on the map here, at least in our area. The storm is moving this way. It was raining the past few days. Now let's go to the temperatures. As you can see here, we have a massive drop of temperature going from close to 70s now to 40s. Hopefully the weather gets warmer tomorrow. And now let's head to the 5-day forecast. It's looking to turn for the better as we experience higher temperatures and sunny days going back to the 70s. The hopes for summer are coming closer than we think. Hopefully no more tornadoes surprise us this week. Now it's time for your entertainment news with Ty Gray.
Thank you, Alec. Get ready for The Rock to star in the new live-action adaptation of Moana. Johnson and Disney CEO Bob Iger announced the live-action version of Moana during a shareholders meeting this Monday. Much like the original, this new version will touch on the tradition and community of Pacific Islanders. The film is going to be produced by Johnson under $7 production. There is no tentative release date for the movie. Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves rolled into theaters this last weekend and has rated very well both critics and audiences. I had a chance to see the film last weekend. Let's take a look.
Here we go. Were you killed in the Battle of the Everhorse? Yes. Great. I mean, not for you. 4 more questions, right? Yes. No, that wasn't for you. Did that count as a question? Yes. Damn it. Only answer when I talk to you, okay? Yes.
Why did you say okay at the end of that?
I didn't. Fantastic. Where's the shovel?
The movie follows a group of thieves on a quest to retrieve a lost relic, but eventually clash with the wrong people.
As it is in the game of D&D, I think you rely on your fellow campaign members to step in and fill in the weaknesses that you have. We tried to give everybody their moment to shine so that there's no one character who's always saving the day.
The visuals were stunning and it was very action-packed. Some actors that starred in the movie are Michelle Rodriguez, Sophia Lillis, and Chris Pine.
I would say 3/4 of this film or more is action and running and jumping and crashing and bashing and being blown back. So there is plenty of visual eye candy in this film.
I went into the movie not knowing much about the game or what to expect, and the movie kept me engaged and it was a fun watch.
I hope that this movie really is for everybody because it's just a great sort of adventure.
You must have found a new den.
Did he eat the last one?
Overall, the movie was very action-packed and engaging. I give it a 7 out of 10.
So does anybody else play Dungeons & Dragons, or is that just me?
I think it's just you, but I have watched Bridgerton, so I know one of the characters.
You know, Paige does a great job in this film, I will say, absolutely.
Never played D&D, but I love fantasy. Lord of the Rings is my stuff.
It's a great adventure. Up next, we have an interview with 2 students working on a meaningful local campaign.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up? We finally bought a place. Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on... Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
La 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 la, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Now we have an interview with a few members of the SMS agency team working on a local campaign called Continue to Help Mental Health Wellness among those unhoused. The goal of the campaign is to increase comfortability in addressing mental health issues in unhoused populations of Peoria, as well as bringing more awareness to the issue. BUTV's Julia Hunt joins us from the lobby of Markin Recreational Center to discuss this upcoming campaign.
Yes, I am here with Michaela and Shannon, here to tell us a little bit about this Continue campaign. Both of you are involved in SMS public relations. How did you guys get involved with this campaign? Yeah, so this campaign came about for our public relations capstone course. So we've been working on it all semester together. I've been in charge of media, so reaching out to media outlets, writing press release, and social media.
And then I've been doing the logistics, so I've been dealing with donors and the event planning.
That's awesome. And how does this campaign bring awareness and education about mental health to the unhoused community as well as just the general Peoria area? Yeah, so one thing we noticed when we were doing our research for this campaign is that a lot of people talk about the unhoused community. We know it is something that needs to be addressed, but the mental health aspect is something that we still don't see a lot of coverage on. So we partnered with some outside organizations and we created mental health modules to help educate different volunteers for different nonprofits about mental health. That way, people in the community can hear more about it and we could just end the stigma surrounding mental health for unhoused individuals. Absolutely. And what are those organizations that you are working with to help for this cause?
Yeah, so we partnered up with Peoria Friendship House. They have been really helpful. They're letting us host our event there. And then we also partnered with Dan, who does Blackwell IT Solutions, and he helped us create a website and put the modules onto that.
Awesome. And can you tell us a little bit about your launch that's going to happen on April 14th?
So like I said, Peoria Friendship House is letting us host our event, and we are going to have that on April 14th at 6 p.m. And we are going to get together all the volunteers and anybody involved in nonprofits, board of directors. We want to have them come hear our speakers. We have Marcellus Somerville. He's the CEO of Peoria Friendship House. He's going to discuss some of the benefits of the modules, and then we will have a raffle and give away some fun goodies and have time to socialize.
That sounds awesome. And if our viewers are interested, how can they get involved with this campaign? Yeah, so it's definitely important. We do see a lot of community involvement with Bradley students. We do see a lot of people volunteering. So if you would like to come to our event, definitely welcome to come at the Peoria Friendship House, April 14th. And also definitely check out our websites. We have a link tree up on our Instagram. So if you go follow our Instagram, it's Continue by SMS. You can definitely get involved and reach out to us on there. Well, that sounds awesome. If you guys are interested, be sure to reach out to them. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. I'm Julia Hunt for BUTV News. Back to you guys at the studio.
To lighten up campus after the stormy week, Jake Buds has this week's campus convos with a round of Family Feud.
Good afternoon, BUTV. Today I'm here in the Student Center testing people's ability to answer questions fast as seen in Family Feud. Students will get 30 seconds to answer 4 questions as fast as they can. Let's see who reigns on top. Name a movie monster you think could take Dracula on in a fight.
Mike Wazowski.
Ultron.
Godzilla.
No clue.
Hulk.
Thanos.
Name something you haven't done since high school gym class.
Run a mile.
Elliptical.
Basketball.
Ryan in circles.
Name a top-grossing movie of the 2000s.
Scream.
Mean Girls.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Avatar.
Avatar.
Name a good place to cry.
The bathroom.
My room.
Room. Bathroom.
Bathroom.
Thank you to everyone that participated. And in the end, everyone is a winner. For BUTV News, I'm Jake Buds.
After the break, Dylan is going to walk us through some Bradley sports updates.
And later on, I'll look on what's happening here on campus.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up 1 finger if you're a man, women 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
Part-time job, full-time hustle, all-time Shiro to all of us. You nurture, we listen. You teach, we thrive. You lift our spirits, but we've got to lay down the truth. It's time for you, our Shiro, to stretch for the stars. A free online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Start saving more for retirement so you can feel prepared and live your life to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Hello everybody and welcome back to BUTV Sports. I'm your host Dylan Baus and let's take a look at this week in sports. Ryan Vogel won the Prairie Farms Athlete of the Month for the Braves in a Twitter poll last Monday. Beating out the competition with 42.4% of the total votes, he was chosen and nominated based on his impressive .294 batting average throughout the month, on top of 11 runs, 12 RBIs, 5 doubles, and 3 home runs, 2 of which came in the game against Eastern Illinois. Keeping on the topic of baseball, the Braves took on the SIU Salukis at Dozer Park last Sunday, where the Braves did not play bad, but the SIU offense was too potent for the defense as they gave up 16 runs total in the 14-6 loss. Ryan Vogel again played his heart out with 1 run, 1 hit, and 2 RBIs. This was the third game of the series, which SIU took 2-1 after Sunday. The Braves are currently taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes as we speak, which is also taking place at Dozer. Good luck to them. The softball season is also in full swing, and the recent series against the University of Northern Iowa did not necessarily go to plan, as the Braves were swept by the Panthers last week, with the closest game being 4-5. This was a rough away series, and the softball Braves hope to have a good bounce-back game today against Illinois State, which will be the start of a doubleheader against the Redbirds. This will hopefully be a good practice for when they take on the Drake Bulldogs at home this Friday. Don't miss it. After the break, an uplifting musical performance from BUTV's own Holden Kellogg.
Yo, Scott. Hey. I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
Baby, you see, you're so right for me, and I'm right for you. I love the things you do, like sweet tasting wine. Your lips are so divine. Your loving turns me on. My lonely days are gone. That's why I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna let you go. No, no, never gonna let you go. Baby, never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's all we've got for you tonight on BUTV News. For all of us here, I'm Lee Lard.
And I'm Rachel Hobbs. We leave you tonight with a performance from Holden Kellogg. Have a great night.
My brother's at the store, a genius when he's bored. He contemplates his consciousness. He feels his hands as they sweat. He can't connect it yet. He pulls all his resources and he calls out to the insects he commands, and the water bugs attack the policeman. My brother's at the morgue. He gets up off the floor. He contemplates his escape, but The guard waits at the door. He reels his power sword. He